Hey guys, welcome back to Salvaged by Sammy. If this is your first time here, then I am Sammy, and on this channel we tackle DIY projects, home makeovers, and mostly furniture flips. Today we're gonna be making over this coffee table that I got off of Facebook Marketplace for just $20. I saw it listed and I quickly jumped in my car to go grab it because I thought the top of it was so neat. So the plan for this piece today is to completely sand it down to raw wood, do like a tan paint wash, and then seal it so that we can get rid of this orangey color that reminds me of the 80s. Before we get started, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more furniture flips and budget-friendly home makeovers, and let's get started. So the first thing that you'll need for this makeover is some crud cutter or any type of degreaser. Simple green works as well, but this is gonna just remove all the dust, the grime. And I always get asked, why do we clean it if we're just gonna turn around and sand it? Well, cleaning it is gonna help prevent the grime and the dirt from building up on your sandpaper, which won't allow you to get good contact with the actual wood and also make you go through sandpaper a lot quicker. Now that the entire piece is cleaned, we're gonna move on to sanding it down. I'm actually gonna go ahead and jump right into 80 grit sandpaper, which is usually way lower of a grit than I start with. So when you're looking at grit, the higher the grit, the finer the sandpaper. The lower the grit, the more coarse it is. So if you look at this sandpaper, it's gonna be a lot more rough than a higher grit like 220 or even 400 grit sandpaper. And the reason I'm gonna go ahead and just start low is because I can tell this has a really thick varnish on it. If I had more time, and frankly, I just don't wanna deal with the mess today, I probably would strip all this varnish off. But like I said, I'm kind of being lazy today. I don't wanna deal with the mess, so I would rather spend some extra time sanding. So after I sanded down with 80 grit sandpaper, I went through, sanded the entire thing down again with 150 grit sandpaper. And this is just gonna help close up the grain a little bit more and make it super silky smooth. So now I'm gonna go in with Minwax's pre-conditioner. This is just something that you apply just like a stain, and it's gonna help ensure that the stain goes on evenly, and so there's no blotchiness in the stain on the wood. So I originally had a plan of doing a tan wash on this, but after sanding, I realized that this entire strip along the front is not real wood. So it's kind of like a plasticky fiberglass type. So I'm just gonna paint that black, completely changed my original plan, and ran to Lowe's and grabbed 3 Minwax products. So I'm actually gonna stain this entire thing like a dark jet black with a satin top coat. So the 3 products that I got are a preconditioner, which helps when you apply it before the stain to make sure it's not blotchy, the Minwax black stain, and then also a satin top coat. So this is one of my favorite little tips and tricks, but if you have a curved edge that you need to tape off, just tape it off kind of crazy. I usually use an X-Acto knife, but I can't find it. So just take any razor blade that you have, trace around the edge you want to pull off, and it creates just a perfectly crisp line. All right, I grabbed some of my Fusion mineral paint that I always use, and this does have a built-in primer into it. I just always prime extra for adhesion, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip that step and just do the black paint. So I let the edge that I painted black dry overnight, and now I'm gonna go in and stain the top, the sides, and the legs with Minwax's black stain. This stain is called True Black. It's a semi-transparent stain. So it's basically like any other oil-based stain, but it's tinted to be black instead of like a brown like most stains are. I am notorious for being messy when I stain. So I've been trying to get better about wearing gloves lately so that I don't have black stain all over my hands for the next week or more. And then to apply it, you can use like a staining pad, a old rag, kind of anything to apply. I have friends that use socks to apply stain, but I picked up this stain brush from Purdy and it's supposed to be amazing. So I'm gonna try it out today on this piece. And then I also have an old rag. So once I brush the stain on, I'm gonna brush it on probably the whole piece and then come back and wipe off the excess with this rag. I'm just gonna say this piece has not turned out anything like I expected. I probably should have stuck to the original plan of just hand washing it, but you know, that's okay because it's a learning experience. And now I will know for next time to let the stain completely dry before adding the top coat. I thought I had done that, but apparently not. Luckily, I was able to kind of buff it out and it's acting almost like a gel stain kind of glaze on the top. So I'm gonna put all this back together, put the legs back on, and I will show you the final result. So here is the final look, and this is nothing like I envisioned. I am definitely not selling this piece because it is not up to my standards whatsoever to sell. But I always get asked how I learned to DIY and do furniture flips and everything, and this is exactly how. Like, it's all through trial and error, and now I know next time to let the stain dry a little bit longer and to wipe off more of the excess. So this was a really good learning project for me. I really needed a piece to challenge me, and this one did just that. I do love how the dark stain pulled into the grain. I think it's a really cool look. I do love the parquet inlay in the table. So this was a really cool piece. Obviously, it didn't turn out how I hoped, but just for any of you guys that are just now starting out furniture flipping or anything and you're frustrated if your first, second, third, fourth piece did not turn out how you expected, just know that I've been doing this literally every day for 3 years, and this did not turn out anything like I expected. So it's okay, and that's just how you learn. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then please comment below and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week for another video.